Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And we're eagerly waiting for our Ripple v SEC documents to come out a little bit later tonight. I am waiting, but thus far we have a ton of other crypto news to cover, so sit tight, make sure you are subscribed, and let's go. First of all, Ripple brings clarity, says David Gokhshtein in a tweet about the crypto industry. Now, straight off the bat here, Ripple, obviously, through this entire process with the judge and the SEC, will have to bring clarity to the space. And some of the things which I mentioned earlier in a video is that everything will literally depend on Ripple. I posted a couple of tweets and a couple of rants / series of tweets prior explaining to what extent it'll be important. And I believe David Gokhshtein is also echoing some of my personal thoughts about that. This is, for example, what I said yesterday as well. Ripple will bring clarity to the crypto industry. And here, Ripple has done everything. This is from last year. Ripple has done everything possible to be ahead of the curve when it comes to integrating with the banking system. Other products who have to play catch up because they were too busy believing that the banks would disappear. XRP breaking all-time high isn't an if, but it's more like a when. Now, even though I'm not the type of guy to say that XRP is 100% certain going to be breaking its all-time high, I'm the guy who says it's going to most likely, 99.9% certainly break all-time high. And it is true what he says. It's not an if, but it's more like a when. At least that's how we feel about it. That's how we feel about the situation. On a couple of different bases, but the biggest basis being it's going to be the first properly regulated crypto if things pull through the way we think it's going to. It's going to be the first crypto to have the official proper legal status in the US, and it's going to be the crypto that's always going to be mentioned in every single crypto case going on forward. And mind you, very much one thing. Ripple's not a company like the Ethereum Foundation, which try to hide from the US, which try to go away. No, they're in the United freaking States. They want to stay in that area too. They want to work it in there and just innovate. It's the U.S. that's stopping it, and it's a really interesting back and forth because the U.S. has shown a somewhat progressive stance on it before, now a little bit more of a negative stance towards digital currencies, for example. One thing he said today to clarify yesterday's speech was Fed's Powell says he's undecided on central bank digital currency, and even though there's a report coming up about CBDCs in September, it's not certain they're going to be making one, which I think is complete BS, mostly on the basis that China is just going on and on and on and on. Look at this. China's digital yuan trial has reached a whopping 34.5 billion yuan, aka 5.3 billion US dollars in transaction volume or value. More than 20.8 million individuals have opened a virtual wallet that stores that specific digital yuan, and there's no stopping this. I personally do not feel in any way, shape, or form that the United States will say, you know what, China, you're doing so good with your CBDC. We're going to sit idly by, watch you do it, and we don't care for it. No. The only question that should be in our minds is how exactly are they going to be doing it? Because that's literally what's in my mind. How exactly will they be trying to go forward with this? And how long can they let us in the loop? Because they know they've been working on this for years. They have so many different companies that they've been working with. You know, the FedNow project. There's no question about whether or not they're going to do it. It's how are they going to do it. It's, again, an when, not an if. And regarding the Ripple case, again, to kind of bring it to a close, even just coins, like I said earlier, coins being listed on an exchange, it'll all depend on the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. Every crypto right now that's on an exchange, it'll depend on this Ripple lawsuit. Why? Well, if it turns out that William Hinman, who's going to be deposed Monday, if it turns out that whatever he said about Bitcoin and Ether didn't really form a ground for the actual crypto, and in the end of things, Ethereum and Bitcoin never had a proper stance given on them, so basically Ethereum and Bitcoin status are afloat, it basically means that all those big companies buying Bitcoin and Ether right now, because those are properly regulated, are buying into a dream. And it could literally be that all of these cryptos like Bitcoin, Ether, and Cardano, pick something, are going to have a lawsuit of the same type of nature as with XRP, basically, where they're going to be questioned. And even though some of those companies will most likely win, if Ripple wins, for example, They could, however, get the lawsuit, and that would basically mean, if we follow the Coinbase rules and the rules from Ripple/XRP, that all the exchanges are going to have to delist it the moment that the companies get sued, and they can maybe start relisting it once they get the clarity, but that's going to be an annoying process. So theoretically speaking, Bitcoin could get listed, right? I'm not exactly sure who the SEC would sue for that one, but if there's no proper status about Bitcoin, it's a difficult little battle. All right, guys, make sure you check out the Bybit competition. The link is down below. I keep talking about this. Make sure you are also referred by me. Why? Well, otherwise, I don't think you can enter, because it says right here, registration criteria. Make sure you have 300 XP on your account. You don't have to pay this. You have to have it in net equity. Basically, you need a balance of 300 XRP. And only users who are registered through DustDBC are entitled to the prize pool. So if you want to win money, which right now is 4,500 XRP, which can go up to 30,000 XRP if more people sign up. Well, once more, you can just kind of ask the support about it. It's ridiculously simple to ask the support. They're one of the best supports out there in the entire crypto exchange space. And so just check it out. Link is down below. I firmly give it a thumbs up. I like it a lot. And are there risks involved? Obviously, guys. Think about it. You're using an exchange, which is a risk. It's an exchange that I use every single day, and I trust it out of every single every single exchange I've ever used. So it definitely has my now 100% approval. But obviously, you store your money on an exchange. That's never it's always better, I guess, to have it in your own control. Gotta say that. And to actually win in the competition, you need to do a couple of trades, or maybe at least one, though. So that, of course, has some risk too, because, well, you gotta trade something. And I can't tell you that there's no risk involved either. But just pressing the button to enter the competition, that's completely free, doesn't cost anything, has no risk whatsoever. So, check it out. All right. Stephanie Starr posted on Twitter, I have a question for our attorneys. Why has the judge not thrown the SEC in contempt of court over not releasing the documents as ordered the first time at the end of March? They had until April 12th and nothing. I can't wrap my head around an agency that initiates a lawsuit, then fights to not release documents pertinent to the case after a judge has ordered twice now, and is fine to not have a former official deposed and then tell the judge, well, we will just object to all questions. Really? Who are these people? How do they represent us? I don't recall voting for anyone in the SEC to represent me. And Jeremy Hogan replied to say, the failure to provide responsive documents has not been in front of the court again yet. Yesterday, however, at the end of the entire session, the judge essentially did say, well, if you get it in front of me, I will do something about it. Because Ripple's side basically said this at the end when the judge already, kind of concluded the entire meeting. So the hint was there that if they put it up again, whenever it's, the right moment for it, that the judge will have to do something about it. And that's a really beautiful thing for Ripple, of course, because if the SEC is still withholding information, I don't think the judge is going to like that, because she has already ordered twice for the SEC to hand it on over. And of course, Ripple and the SEC are supposed to meet and confer about what exactly has to be given. But I don't think the judge is going to also agree. I think the judge is also going to agree with Ripple here that withholding this much info, and given, for example, some of the privilege log just 2 days ago out instead of like a couple of weeks ago, they're late, they're slow. Yeah, no, they got to do something about that. I think we already covered this, but it was interesting. I actually wanted to pick a lot of these things up, a lot of these articles, to actually talk more about crypto regulation in a certain degree. For example, now Italy's after Binance. We covered that before this part. The US DOJ asks agencies to stop sending the exchange thank you letters. I thought that was pretty damn funny. I saw this in a couple of different places, basically. It's kind of a phenomenon, huh? Like, they have to stop sending thank you letters? Like, what is that? Sorry, this crypto space sometimes give me so much fun. Just the fact that is what they're worried about. That is what they're worried about. Let's quickly see. Binance, meanwhile, yet again maintains that they do not operate out of Italy, and that regulators had noticed has no direct impact on its services, which we covered before. We take a collaborative approach to work with regulators. The regulator also sent a letter to Binance's lawyers, in which it said that it has the power to order the country's internet providers to stop offering their services to unauthorized investment service providers, and that it may order the latter to stop offering their services as well. That would be pretty damn heavy, by the way. That's a pretty big deal. And at the bottom here, DOJ has sent an email this month to the IRS, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Secret Service, and other demanding agents to stop signing the letters reported Bloomberg, citing two people familiar with the matter, A Binance spokesperson meanwhile said that they have been engaging with law enforcement to combat cyber crimes, and the letters we're receiving acknowledging our assistance speak for themselves. Which basically is the back and forth of, Binance has been helping the Secret Service, FBI, and IRS to crack down on these, tax fraudsters and whatnot. And, well, the DOJ, Department of Justice, is now saying, those departments that are getting help from Binance, stop sending thank you letters. Don't sign those, which is interesting to me. I'm like, why? Come on. And then Treasury Secretary Yellen urges federal agencies to collaborate on crypto regulation. That's a good thing, right? You guys are actually not too happy with Yellen because of some of her statements, but that's a good part to come out. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is set to discuss interagency work on stablecoins next week. On the contrary, though, I guess in some strange manner, still the same thing. U.S. Rep. Tom Emmer, who is bullish on XRP, by the way, reintroduces bill aimed at defining cryptocurrencies under Securities Act. And then again, like we said before, the Fed is putting up a document about digital currencies over in September. A lot is happening from the higher ups. A lot is happening. Not really a contrast, to be honest, because I guess they're all on the same page. A lot is happening right now. You know that the Fed is basically cracking down on all of it. The departments are cracking down. It's getting more and more serious. I'm getting more and more messages as well from, I guess, higher up parties, not too high up, basically saying, hey, be careful with what you say on the internet now regarding crypto, because the rules are going to be getting stricter and stricter. And so maybe at one point or another, a lot of the things that we are doing here and a lot of the things that we do on Twitter, Telegram, freaking any other place is all of a sudden going to become illegal or a lot more frowned upon. And that's also something I'm thinking about all the time. It's like, what is this space going to turn into when everything is properly regulated? It kind of feels as if it's the stock market already, but it's really not. It's a completely different space with completely different rules. And a bill from Elizabeth Warren on the 28th of July, I believe, right, is going to also determine that whether or not stocks and cryptocurrencies are actually going to be on the same page or not. But that's for another day. This is pretty interesting, though, guys. Regulations are coming in. No way to stop it. Yet again, I think Ripple will be at the forefront, though, of crypto regulation as time rolls forward. All right, guys, that was it for today's video. Make sure you sign up for Bybit. A link is down below. There's also a couple of bonuses. You guys can check it out. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.